Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is the pocket pal that we are sewing up in this video. It's the pocket pal by Lynn's Handmade and I will have the pattern link below, but I wanted to show you the finished product of it up close after I was done edge coating everything. This is optional, but it gives it more of a finished look. I go over all my pieces in the video once the video gets started. If you have any kind comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below and let's get sewing. I want to say thank you to Lindsay for allowing me to feature one of her patterns on my channel today. And I'm going to just go over with the pattern pieces. I have some of it prepped already and I'll kind of walk you through that. So I have the main piece here and I've already sewn my tag. I've cut all my slits and I've punched my hole and I have attached my strips of double stick tape according to where the pattern says. So I have underneath them the slits and then I have one on the top and one on the bottom, and there are measurements in the pattern given on where to place them. So that's my exterior. I have my lining cut out. It's waterproof canvas and I've kind of double taped these open to help it stay open. So here's my lining waterproof canvas. Here's my tab I've already prepped just so I could edge paint it and have it dry. So there's the pattern piece. So if you're gonna edge paint the piece, I prefer to do this ahead of time. So when I sew it in, it's dry and it doesn't have any like white spaces down there from where you sew it in if you can't get the paint in there. So this one has already been done and prepped. You basically just sew the two pieces right sides together and add the snap. And then I have zipper tape and zipper pull from moremeknow.com, and I've already attached some double stick tape for this. And then I have some Ollie Fun that I've cut into the 2.5 inch strip. So let's get started. Oh, and here's also the other piece of my cam snap that we'll be attaching in a little bit. So we're gonna start with attaching the Ollie Fun. And you can use any type of non-fraying ribbon. Okay. So I'm going to take this tape protector off of the bottom strip. I want the tape to stay on. And I'm going to center it so it's going up. So it's a little bit past, you see, so here's the cut and this piece is facing down towards the hole and you want the extra to come up. And then we're gonna stitch on the right side. And you know what I'm gonna do really quick, if I can find, I have some washi tape here and I'm just gonna put some washi tape to help me guide where to start and stop my stitches. I'm just covering up the holes. And you can use washi tape or like paper tape or paint tape, just something that will come off easily and doesn't leave a residue. And you're not really leaving it on for very long, so I'll show you really quick. So I just put the washi tape here covering the holes so it's a guide for me to start and stop to make sure they're even. And I do leave my strings long because I'm going to tie them off in the back. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling the long, and then you see the loop pop up and you just pull this back. So now I have both on that side, and now we're gonna pull it back on this side. And I'm gonna tie them off. And I just do a left over right and then right over left, but I twist that second one 2 times. I don't burn this off though, because the olifant stuff that I use melts really easily, and I don't want it to like catch on fire or anything. But you can get it for under $2 a yard when it's on sale at Hobby Lobby. So I have like a yard of white and a yard of black, but they have all different colors. Okay, so we have that here, and now we're gonna fold it down, and I'm gonna take this tape cover off, and I'm gonna pull this and stick it to the tape. And you don't want it to pull, like you don't want to pull it tight, because then it will like pull the slits open, if that makes sense. So if you pull it too tight this way, you'll have these gaps here. So you just want to lay it. And then we're gonna fold it up here and attach it. I'm gonna take this tape off and attach it to this one, or the tape cover. And again, don't pull it super tight. So now it's coming back up again, and I'm gonna sew underneath this second one here. Might be easier if you use a different color tape than fabric. This washi tape is blending in. So again, I'm gonna come to the back here and pull to get my loop. So now I have both strings in the back. I'm gonna do it on this side also. And you can also back tack if you want, but I'm actually putting these in a friend's salon to sell, so I'm just trying to make it super clean looking. And again, right over left, and then left over right, and left over right again, and then pull tight. If I wasn't using this fabric, I would probably melt the thread, but I'm not gonna risk melting this card slot stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna take another piece of double stick tape, and she has the measurements and the pattern. Oops, there goes my roll. And I'm just gonna measure. So it's down here. And now I'm zigzagging this back down this way. Again, don't pull it too tight or your card slots will like be a mouth. Have it open. We don't want that. We want it to lay flush. And now I'm going to take the tape off of this top card slot underneath the tape cover. And I'm going to pull it back up this way. So now it's up this way again, and I'm gonna sew underneath that top card slot. Again, leaving my strings long before I cut them. And I'm going to pull them to the back. And I'm going to tie those again. Okay, so one more piece of tape, measuring up from this bottom here, this crease, well, the top crease, not the bottom. So this top crease that you have here, you're going to measure up and put that last piece of tape there. And then we have this top piece of tape. I'm going to take the cover off. And this will be the last accordion fold. And then I'm going to cut the extra. And I do, when I cut this strip, she has measurements in there, but I leave it longer because I just cut the width of the fabric and then trim it down afterwards. So I have this, the 3 lines. I can take my washi tape off. And now I'm actually going to put my snap in this hole through this little windowy thing. And I don't have this interface, so I just take an extra piece of waterproof canvas that I poked a hole in. Just for a little extra support maybe. I don't know if it really helps, but in my mind it does. And I'm just gonna stick it in here. And depending on what kind of snap you're using for your project, you'll just need to follow the application directions for that. So then I'm just putting that. And it goes in here. And there we have it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this zipper, I'm going to center it into the hole here. And I always have it so the pole, when you open it, it goes towards the bottom. When you close it, it goes towards the top. Some of these poles that I've used, I've made, wait, have I made like 10? More than 10? And they're big, so they get all in the way of the double stick tape. I'm trying to get it centered. Kind of like puffing up there. Okay, I think it'll be okay. Then it folds. Yeah, it'll be good. Okay, so I have this attached with the double stick tape, and I'm going to use this basting spray to spray the back side of this lining piece. But my spray box is way over there, so give me a minute and I'll be right back. then we're going to center this on this. You want to make sure the corner little triangle things are tucked in. Oh, this isn't centered. Hold on. If you want to clip it down, you can to help the edges. I usually don't. Sometimes I'll clip this side with the card slats just because it's thicker and it doesn't always stick the best. But you want it to lay flat. So it looks like this. And we're gonna stitch all the way around this box. And you can either back stitch or you can leave your strings long to tie them on the wrong side, but they will show. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. So all the way around. And since I didn't back tack, I'm gonna pull this loop. Pull this right off the edge. Come on. There we go. I'm gonna open my zipper so I can go the rest of the way around. And close it. And I'm going to pull it back through just like I have with my other ones and tie it off. And I'm just going to melt the edges here. Ooh. And I'm going to cut my zipper down now. Over here, I'm going to cut my zipper down because I don't like sewing. It gets in the way when you're sewing it together. So Give me 1 second. And I'm just melting the zipper so it doesn't fray. And then I'm gonna trim this one down a little bit, but not as much. And then I'm gonna melt it down. I don't know, can you? And then I like to pinch it when it's hot because then it kind of seals to the fabric. At least in my mind it does. Alright, so now all we need to do now is close this up together, line up at the edges as much as possible. I always try and line this top part up the best, and then I can always trim down edges if I need to on the rest of it, just because this top part is where the tab goes and it's harder to trim down around the tab. So I'm going to take the tab and I'm going to snap it in here and then fold it in this way. Make sure it's nice and straight. I'm going to clip it. So this is clipped in here, and then when I sew it, I'll unclip this because I don't want to sew over. So now all you have to do is sew all the way around. And I do back stitch here and here at the beginning and the end. That's it. So then if you need to go trim any of this up, I'm going to edge paint all of this to make it match the tab. But there you have it. And you can put your cards in there. I hope you guys enjoy my tutorial, and I hope you have subscribed and turned on notifications for the next time I put one out. And I will see you next time. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below. Thanks again, Lindsay, for letting me put this tutorial on my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.